their tools.
Raila Odinga addressed the press conference on Thursday, calling on both the government and doctors to reason together on issues raised and avert further suffering for Kenyans. The ODM leader has asked the state to pay medical interns, look into the fees and salaries for doctors pursuing further studies, and address the unprocedural termination of their services.
I'm convinced that the doctors and all other health workers currently on strike will be able to craft a return-to-work formula and resume duty if the government were to meet their demands halfway while negotiations continue. We therefore appeal to the government to address itself to the following three broad areas as a way of progress towards ending this strike.
The Azimio boss has also appealed to the government to reinstate the 206,000 shillings pay for interns until the next CBA negotiation.
During that next round of negotiations, both parties will put their cases on the table for consideration. Counties are supposed to pay salaries of doctors who are enrolled for further studies like master's degree, while the Ministry of Health is supposed to pay fees. My understanding is that while counties have kept their side of the arrangement, the Ministry of Health has failed to do so since 2018.
Medical officers, clinical officers, and medical laboratories officers have been on a strike that has crippled services in public hospitals with patients undergoing suffering. The government, the Ministry of Health, and the Salaries and Remunerations Commission (SRC) is adamant that medical interns' pay will not be improved.
We ask them to act now, and if they don't, of course they know that the consequences will be very grave indeed. Thank you very much.
Amazing report right there. Moving on, the Kenya Medical Association now says they will mobilize medics from private health facilities to join the nationwide doctors' strike that has entered its 30th day as of today. Additionally, the Kenya Medical Practitioner Pharmacists and Dentists Union have criticized the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital for employing foreign doctors who they say will earn more than what doctors in the country are demanding.
Because they are not being affected, the political class, and they are there, and they have covers. In the next 7 days, we will mobilize private sector where they go to support this cause by withdrawing their services. It will not be the first time we have done that. That is how we solved the 2017 strike where doctors were jailed for fighting for rights.
But more disappointing is the self-hate being perpetuated by this government. When they brought the Cubans, they were paying each Cuban almost 1 million shillings with a driver, a house, and food, and security. And I can tell you that the only thing those Cubans did was to kill Kenyans with malpractices and learn from us. We never learned from them. Right now, the foreign doctors have been brought are being paid 540,000 with return air tickets for them and their families, with housing, free food, accommodation, and all that. Yet the only thing the doctors in KU are asking for was just to be paid half of that and to be put on right terms. In KU, they were employing doctors, cardiothoracic surgeons on 1-month contracts.
KMPDU Nyanza Chairman Dr. Onyango Donga has condemned remarks by Kisumu County Governor Anyang' Nyong'o over stopping remuneration of doctors who will not report to work henceforth. He said the strike will go on despite the intimidations coming from both the national and the county governments. Elsewhere, clinical officers in Western Kenya have dismissed reports that they are back to work, insisting that the strike is still on and want Governor Anne Waiguru and acting DG Health out over what they term misconduct in handling of the CBA.
The right to strike for 60 years have been recognized by ILO as a way of dispute resolution, And our Constitution, Article 41, recognizes the right to go on strike by the workers as one of the activities that the unions participate in. And therefore, this does not hinder our resolve. This does not dampen our spirit to fight for what is rightfully ours. We want to thank Kenyans who, despite the very difficult times, they have supported us.
Solidarity forever. Ratification of the Clinical Officer Career Progression Scheme is essential for operational efficiency. Counties in Western and Nyanza have failed to employ, promote, and redesignate our members, affecting morale and exacerbating staff shortages. We commend, and this one should be taken very seriously. We commend the Governor of Siaya, James Orengo, for supporting our ongoing strike. And we urge other governors to also do the same as we prioritize dialogue with the COG for CBA realization.
Doctors in Turkana County have expressed some of the frustrations that they are undergoing when they are providing medical services to the residents of Turkana County. It is a sad state of affair for more than 70% of the residents that if they are hurt or sick and in urgent need of medical assistance, then they are likely to lose their lives. The doctors have revealed that shortage of ambulances in a section of sub-county hospitals in Turkana County forces doctors to use boda to ferry patients to the Lodwar and Referral Hospital. They mentioned that a recent incident occurred where a doctor was forced to transport a patient by using a boda which was in critical condition to the Lodwar and Referral Hospital. Most ambulances have grounded up because of mechanical problems in the garages. According to the Chief Officer of Health, Dr. Gilchrist Locoel confirmed that some ambulances have already been grounded due to the mechanical issues.
Of these 23 ambulances, they have all been actually decentralized to sub-counties and to sub-county hospitals. This is for the simple reason that so that they can be able to quickly respond in a timely manner to all emergencies that will occur. So time after time, of the 23 ambulances, there are a few that are actually due for service, so they're in garages. There are a few that have mechanical issues because you know the terrain of Turkana. But by my records, by Tuesday, this week Tuesday, 14 ambulances were actually operational in the entire of Turkana County and stationed at various ports of entry to respond to emergencies.
Find only one doctor covering one whole sub-county. And this doctor has to deal with the medical issues, the surgical issues, and all the emergencies. And in case there's a referral from one sub-county to the main hospital, LCRH, there's no proper referral system. You find patients being carried by bodas. We're losing mothers who are being carried. They need emergency CSs, and they're being carried through bodas. We don't have proper referral systems in the county, and we demand, if there is no proper health care or proper services that you are going to offer, we demand the government to sit with us or we'll go on a complete shutdown. As for now, we are dealing with emergencies, but if our needs are not met, we will go on a complete shutdown.
What period are you giving the government?
We are giving the government a period of 21 days for Turkana County.
The owner of the bar that killed 17 people will wait between 60 to 90 days before bond application. Kirugoya High Court, Kirinyaga County Judge Richard Mongo has said that the bail application of the owner of the bar that killed 17 people in Kangai and Kandongu will be concluded after witnesses identified by the prosecution team are heard within 60 to 90 days.
The accused has been charged with other offenses in 8 cases filed in Baricho. The defense pointed out, however, that in those cases he has been bonded in respect of each of them. I view the failure of the defense to respond to the averments above as a matter of substance. Whilst it is true that the accused has a constitutional right to bail, that right is subject to the existence of compelling reasons. Compelling reasons place the interests of the accused in tension with the interests of the victims, the interests of the state, and the interests of the public. Satisfied that the public interests and the interests of the accused require that at this point he be kept in an environment of absolute safety in light of the IO's affidavit. Prepared to retain the bail application as pending until after the hearing of the 7 witnesses who were identified by the state as crucial, and who may be easily interfered with as they are all blind. The application for bail is not dismissed but may be concluded after the hearing of the aforesaid 7 witnesses.
Still on the corridors of justice, businessman Nation Otieno Anguda has been arraigned in court and charged with 2 criminal counts of conspiracy to commit a felony contrary to Section 393 of the Penal Code. Anguda is alleged to have conspired to steal over 37.5 million from Surinder Singh by falsely pretending that the money was meant to hire a private jet and payment of insurance and taxes for 300 kgs of gold, which was to be transported from Kenya to Dubai. Appearing before Magistrate Gilbert Shikwe, the accused denied the charges and was detained in custody, awaiting bail and bond ruling today.
Prior to his arrest, he had cooperated with the DCI and had visited the police Capitol Hill, both officers twice. We believe bail is not at a national airport. You want to be plead for a legal custody. The action will be issued tomorrow. The bond to remain in custody. March.
And that marks the end of the first segment. When we come back, we shall be reviewing the newspaper on the newspaper review. Welcome. Now, we are on the newspaper review. First and foremost, taking a look at the Daily Nation. O.J. Simpson, former NFL star and actor, dies. Sad indeed. But also another death is June Moi, daughter to the late second president of the Republic of Kenya, also lost her life yesterday. There's also a Nigerian actor who died while on a boat from shooting an incident. It's been chaos for the Nollywood actors. It's been hard losing actor after actor. It was first Mr. Ibu, then another old also man who used to act due to kidney failure, and now that just sad. But now the Daily Nation is talking more about lesson tax burden. Bishops urge state. Now, tough times. Catholic bishops say life became harder for many Kenyans in the past year due to the high cost of living brought about by overtaxation, even as a new opinion poll said that the country is headed in the wrong direction, citing increased taxes and unemployment. This photo at the top of, or at the head of Daily Nation. There's the photo of the bishops right there, just seated. They were also complaining that a majority of the Catholic-based hospitals can no longer operate due to the huge NHIF bills that have been exerted upon them by the lack of remittance or payment by the government. Now, Atwoli opposes the bill seeking to set term limits for union chiefs. Kotobos, who has served in the position for 23 years, terms the draft bill ill-conceived and retrogressive. What they're talking about is about the bill that was proposed to have chairmen of unions and the directors of unions, that they should be changed. They should have a working term. So Koto is really against it. 23 years in the position. All right. My co-wife cremated her husband without my consent. A story also by the Daily Nation. Now, the opinion poll says 58% say that the country is going in the wrong direction. 58% also say the high cost of living is the main problem. 81% of Kenyans support Raila Odinga's candidature for the AUC chairperson position. Now, Raila reinstate intern doctors' pay to end the strike. That is what Raila Odinga said or talked about in the previous segment that we've just had. Now, number 2 is the Standard. The Standard says, despair as doctors harden the strike stand. Kenya Medical Association warns that private doctors will join their colleagues in the next 7 days if the government does not address the strike. However, state officials say they must return to work for the issue to be resolved. Also, tributes pour in for Jude Moi. Then there's also a word from Felix Koske. The committee shall convene within 24 hours of KMPDU suspension of the strike in full compliance with the order of the principal judge. Raila Odinga is also seeing a appeal to counties that have terminated contracts of doctors for one reason or another to reconsider their actions and engage the doctors. Then there's the puzzle of county workers with same bank accounts. The Auditor General has flagged cases where some county employees share the same bank accounts through which they are paid. Elgeyo Marakwet, Bomet, and Baringo paid money to employees sharing bank accounts. The top of the story, Envoys Chiloba on the spot over 800 million Kenyan shillings of wealth. That is Ezra Chiloba, former CEO of the Electoral Board. The name has just escaped my mind. Why your HIV test may be inaccurate. And then UK tax relief for flower farmers. And also schools games enter the semis. At the back of the Standard, we have Javi Hale's great victory as Barcelona takes the first leg lead. It was Paris versus Paris Saint-Germain versus Barcelona. Barcelona winning with a 3, Paris going home with 2 points, and then Atletico Madrid and Dortmund getting a 2-1 score favor of Atletico Madrid. That is on the ongoing year for champions, but we all hope for the best. And of course, the best is Arsenal winning. Anyway, moving on swiftly. The Star newspaper, 700 billion unpaid bills torment for suppliers. Parastatals alone owed contractors 447 billion shillings as of December 31st, 2023. Grief upon grief, no healthcare, floods, and fake fertilizers. Indeed, it is a sad state of affairs. Then we have medics protest as they head to Parliament in Nairobi. And then Agriculture, CS Mythical Inturi, and Senate committee members inspect fertilizer from Care Chemicals. And then submerged houses in Homa Bay after heavy rain caused floodings. Photos seen on the Star newspaper. We also have June Moi eulogized as charming, hardworking businesswoman. Additional cash, counties to get extra 55 billion Kenyan shillings allocation in the new bill. And then O.J. Simpson acquitted of killing wife, but dies at the age of 76 years old. The back fireworks await global athletics giant to clash with Kenyan stars at Nyayo Stadium. Bednarek, Rola, Novik, and Fajek for the Kipkeino competitions. Commonwealth Games 100-meter champion Ferdinand Manyala with world 800-meter champions Mary Mora, and national 400 meters hurdles champion Weissman Webre at Nyayo Stadium. Their photo is there, a photo of them taking a photo. Good. Bungoma Queens defenders contain Bunyori starlets Cynthia Okwado. Photos at the back of the Star, and the stories as well as they follow suit. This has been Consolata Chibalonza, the newspaper review. That is the end of the newspaper review. See you in a bit. Gospel Church in Buruburu, we are having a free medical camp. Now, if I were you, I would make my way here, because yes, indeed, it is going to be free and free of charge. Nothing to be paid, no shilling, no kobo to be paid. So all you have to do is just come here. With the ongoing medical strike, with the ongoing medical tension here and there, left, right, and center, you cannot afford to miss this opportunity. Let's meet here. I'll be there. Let's come together. Let's talk. I'll be there, and I'll make sure we get to discuss and know what next for us. How best can we enhance the medical institution, or the medical department, or the medical, the health crisis that continues? How best can pastors come together? How best can churches come together for the good of the nation, for the social well-being of the nation, of the citizens? What needs to be done differently? But Redeemed Gospel Church has decided to take matters into its own hands. For today and tomorrow, that is Friday and Saturday, we will be here for a free medical camp. Come get checked up. You do not have to be sick necessarily, but it is important to come and check up on your health. You may never know, there could be something underlying, or you need to change something about your way of life so that you can live a healthy and a better life. This is the place you want to be. The Redeemed Gospel Church, Buruburu, adjacent to Happy Land Schools. If you're coming from Umoja, you can use Mtindwa Road, just past Metropolitan Hospital. From Metropolitan Hospital, take to your right, you will find Buruburu Redeemed Gospel Church, Buruburu. If you're coming from town, have yourself a light at Uhuru Junction, and from there just ask where Happy Land School is. Once you get to Happy Land School, you will definitely see Redeemed Gospel Church. If you know where Buruburu Girls High School is, then you definitely know where Redeemed Gospel Church is. This news, if you are watching us from afar, whether you are in Bungoma or you're in the western part of Kenya and its environs, and you know you cannot make it here, but you have friends and families whom you can share this message with, please ensure that they do come for the free medical checkup. We'll be live there in about an hour or so, just trying to see how the event will be flagged off. County head of the county head of health will be here with us just to flag off this ceremonious event that you all need to be part of. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, and let them all come here, and let us just have a great time in the presence of the Lord, and as we also check on our health. That is all for The Drift today. See you next Friday with Victor. See you next Friday with Castro. See you next Friday with Willie here on The Drift. That is on EBN TV. My name is Consolata Chibalonza. See you at 1 also with the news at 1.